Charlie Kirk. You've probably seen his name pop up everywhere. On cable news, in your social media feed. Maybe you've even heard him speak at a university campus. He's the founder of Turning Point USA, and he's become one of the most prominent young conservative voices in America. But how did this guy from a Chicago suburb become such a major player in national politics? The story is more surprising than you might think, and it all started with a choice that set him on a completely different path from his peers. Let's rewind to 2012. Charlie was just 18 years old, a recent high school graduate. He was smart, driven, and had his sights set on a prestigious military academy. He'd gone through the rigorous application process, secured a nomination from his congressman, and was ready for a life in uniform. But then, something unexpected happened. He was rejected. Now, for most teenagers, that would be a crushing blow. A dream deferred, a future uncertain. But for Charlie, this rejection wasn't an ending, it was a beginning. Instead of wallowing in disappointment or just picking another college, he saw an opportunity. He felt that conservative voices, especially young ones, were being sidelined on college campuses and in the broader culture. He believed that the education system was leaning too far in one direction and that students weren't getting the full picture. So, he decided to do something about it. With a little seed money and a whole lot of ambition, he bypassed college entirely and founded Turning Point USA right from his parents' garage. Think about that for a second. While his friends were moving into dorm rooms and going to orientation, Charlie Kirk was building a national organization from scratch. His mission was simple: to identify, educate, train, and organize students to promote the principles of freedom, free markets, and limited government. He wasn't just complaining about the problem. He was actively creating a solution. He started traveling from campus to campus, often just by himself, speaking to any group of students who would listen. He was handing out flyers, debating professors, and using social media to get his message out long before it was the powerhouse it is today. It was a true grassroots effort, built on sheer willpower. The early days were a grind. He faced skepticism, pushback, and plenty of closed doors. Imagine being 19 years old and trying to convince people to take your political organization seriously. But Charlie had a knack for communication and a clear, concise message that started to resonate with a lot of young people who felt the same way he did. He talked about issues that directly affected them: student debt, free speech on campus, and economic opportunity, in a way that was relatable and easy to understand. One of the key things that made Turning Point USA take off was its clever use of branding and social media. They created shareable graphics, snappy videos, and memorable slogans. They understood the power of a meme before most political organizations did. They weren't just participating in the conversation, they were shaping it online. This digital-first approach allowed them to reach millions of people far beyond the college quads they were visiting. Then came the professor watch list. This was a hugely controversial move that really put Turning Point USA on the map, for better or for worse. They created a website listing university professors who they claimed discriminate against conservative students and advance leftist propaganda. Critics immediately slammed it, calling it a blacklist reminiscent of McCarthyism and an attempt to intimidate academics. Supporters, on the other hand, saw it as a tool for transparency, empowering students to know what they were getting into before signing up for a class. Regardless of where you stand, there's no denying it was a bold, disruptive tactic that generated a massive amount of media attention and debate. As the organization grew, so did its funding. Charlie proved to be an incredibly effective fundraiser, attracting major conservative donors who saw the potential in his vision. This influx of cash allowed Turning Point to scale up its operations dramatically. They started hosting huge national conferences, featuring big-name speakers from across the political and media landscape. These events, like the Student Action Summit, became must-attend gatherings for young conservatives, part pep rally, part networking event, and part training seminar. What's really interesting is how Charlie Kirk positioned himself not just as an organizer, but as a media personality in his own right. He started a podcast, which quickly became a daily radio show syndicated across the country. He became a regular guest on Fox News and wrote several books. He transformed from the kid in the garage to a full-fledged media mogul, with a platform that rivals many established news outlets. He has a direct line to millions of followers, and he uses it every single day to comment on the news cycle and drive the conservative message. Of course, with great influence comes great controversy. Charlie and Turning Point have been at the center of numerous firestorms. They've faced accusations of fudging their campus chapter numbers, questions about their nonprofit status, and campaign finance entanglements, and intense criticism for their rhetoric on a whole range of social and political issues. Protests at his campus speaking events are common, often leading to heated confrontations and national headlines. He's been called a provocateur, a grifter, and a radical. But to his supporters, he's a brave truth-teller, a patriot fighting for the soul of America, and one of the few people willing to stand up to what they see as a dominant, left-leaning culture. One thing you can't deny is his work ethic and his unwavering focus. He seems to be everywhere at once, speaking at a rally in Arizona one day, broadcasting his radio show from Florida the next, and appearing on a primetime TV hit that same night. His life is a whirlwind of travel, media appearances, and organizing. It's a relentless pace that few could maintain, but it's what has allowed him to build and sustain his movement. So, the untold story of Charlie Kirk isn't just about politics. It's a story about entrepreneurship, about bypassing traditional paths to forge your own. It's about seeing a rejection not as a failure, but as a redirection. He could have gone to another college and had a very different life. Instead, he took a massive risk, betting on himself and an idea he was passionate about. That bet paid off, turning a garage startup into a political powerhouse that has fundamentally changed the landscape of youth politics in America. Whether you see him as a champion for freedom or a divisive political operative, his journey is a fascinating case study in modern media, activism, and the power of a single, focused vision. He identified a gap in the market, built a brand, and leveraged every tool at his disposal to grow an empire. It's a story that's still being written, and whatever you think of him, Charlie Kirk's impact on American political discourse is undeniable. He's a figure who will likely be shaping the conversation for decades to come. Thanks for watching. What do you think about Charlie Kirk's story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this deep dive interesting, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories behind the headlines. See you in the next one.